This is Asia. So the next thing we are going to add are the 5 eggs. So the way that I had did them, instead of cracking them all over the shell, over the bowl, I had put them in a cup, cracked them all into a cup. That way it would be easier to pour in, and I will not be putting any shells into the bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding them. Put the mixer back on the fork, and I'm going to be adding them one at a time. And I'm going to let it mix. So I gotta wait till this one is all filled in or mixed in together with the sugar and butter. My camera having a little bit of trouble staying zoomed to the right spot. There you go. That one is all mixed. That egg is all mixed in. Now I am going to go ahead and add in the next one, and then I gotta wait for that one to get mixed in just like the other one did. And you want to make sure you have your oven at 350 when you're making your pound cake, your lemon pound cake. Now that that one is all mixed in as well, I'm going to start adding the next one. And then keep going like that for the last two. And since that one is all mixed in now, start adding in your next one. Mama. And now that that one is all mixed in, you go ahead and add your last egg in. Next, after those are all mixed in, I'm going to start adding in the lemon. It's going to be 1 teaspoon for the flavor. Now that that's all mixed in, I am going to go ahead and add it in. Oops. I'm sorry, I did not mean to put my hand in front of the camera. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add it in. Okay, so that's all down. Let that mix for a little bit. Do I add? Now I'm going to add 3 cups of cake flour and a cup of Sprite, alternating. And also, when you're making a pound cake, you have to make sure that you don't stump your feet or walk really hard, or else the cake will fall. And if you guys have any questions or anything you'd like me to answer, go ahead and put it in the chat. Oh. And next comes the Sprite. And then I'm going to add some more cake flour. I'm trying to make sure I have the camera to where you guys will be able to see. And here goes the second cup of cake flour. Here goes the second cup of cake flour I'm adding in. Okay. And here comes some more. Here goes some more Sprite. And if you have cake flour coming in on your sides, you can go ahead and turn it off and lift up your cake machine, the KitchenAid mixer part, the part that mixes, and go ahead and go around the edges like so, and push the flour down so you can have your, so everything can be mixed in instead of you having some pieces that are not. And then once you get all the excess off, just push it back onto the mixer part, the mixer, and then go ahead and proceed with your baking. And make sure you have it on force all the way through. And here goes the last cup of the baking cake flour. Okay, that's added in. And here goes the last part of the Sprite. When you add in the Sprite in, you may want to turn it down so you don't. Oh. So now go ahead and mix it. Make sure you have it on 4. And you're going to stop it again. Now you stop it again to clean the sides. So when you're make sure you're clean, making sure your sides are clean. Well, making sure that it's all even down into the bowl. That way you don't miss any of this good cake mix. And then after you got it all back into the bowl mix, now you proceed with your baking. And you are going to get a little bit messy, so that's okay because you're baking. All right, there we go. Thank you. And make sure you clean up your mess as you go. That way you don't have a messy kitchen. And while your mix is baking, while it's mixing, you want to make sure that you have a cake pan for your pound cake. And you also want to make sure that you spray it when you are to stop it from sticking after it come out the oven. I am currently trying to find the right thing. I had to find my spray. And when you're and when you're spraying, make sure that you're not make sure you get it around the edges as well so it don't stick on the edges. Oops, got my thumb. Make sure you got it all coated, that way it won't stick anywhere, like so. And make sure you're not close and personal when you're spraying. And make sure you get the edges of when you're spraying. That way it won't get stuck to the edges as well. And you also want to make sure that you get around the edges that are not, so they don't stick to the edges as well. And sometimes you want to use an extra piece of paper towel. That way it won't. You want me? You want to make sure you spray your around the edges so you do not, so it, so your cake do not get stuck around the edges and on the outside of your cake pan. So the mix here looks like it's ready to go, but I'm still doing the bowl, the cake pan to get it ready. So now that the cake pan is ready, I am going to go ahead and turn this off. And go ahead and start pouring. And I'm going to let it drip a little bit so it won't miss any of the goodness of the mix. And you want to make sure it's all smooth and mixed in. No lumps in it in your cake mix. So it can be smooth and even when you bake it. See, it's just like this. How it has to be really smooth like this. We are. Okay, so now you go ahead and take off. You go ahead and, oops, I didn't mean to bump the camera. Go ahead and take off your mixer, and you grab a piece of paper towel. Make sure you have a towel underneath it, and put it in the sink after you're all done using it. And next, we are going to grab our bowl, twist, and lift it off of the KitchenAid mixer, and then we are going to start pouring. Make sure you go around in a circle. Make sure you don't stay in one spot. Make sure you go nice and slow. Not really fast, not too slow, but slow enough to where you be able to. And make sure you turn in your bowl. And then for the extra, the other half that's stuck in there that did not come out, you start to spatula it down so it can start coming down. And make sure you don't accidentally put it down in the middle of the hole, like I just did by mistake. Alright. And then once that's all done, you just put that to the side. And 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 then you clean up the little area that you had got your cake mix in the middle on. And then you do a little shake on the for it to get all even out and ready to go in the oven. You give it a little shake like this to make sure it's all nice and even, like so. And then next, you also want to make sure the bottom of it underneath is clean as well, so you don't have anything smell like it's burning while you're cooking. And now we are going to head to the oven. You can either use the top oven or the bottom oven, but when you put it in the oven, make sure you are being very careful and not putting your whole hand in there. And now that's what the cake looks like when it goes in. And then you set your timer for an hour and 10 minutes. You set it for an hour and 10 minutes, which would be 0, 10, 0. And then you hit start. And then after that, you're all set. After that, you're all set. And then